KPN Jayasena is a probation lecturer attached to Department of Computing and Information Systems, Faculty of Applied Sciences, Abergamu University of Sri Lanka. Should be she, ne? Right. She is currently pursuing MSc in Computer Science and Technology, Wuhan University of Technology, China, under the supervision of Professor Huazu Song. Her research interests focus on cloud computing, big data, and parallel computing. So over to you. You have 15 minutes.
Shall I start? Okay, I'm KPN Jayasena, distinguished and dear professor. I'll start my presentation. Okay, in my presentation, I mainly discuss about overview of cloud computing for big data. So, cloud computing and big data is emerging trends in now computer science and IT field. In my presentation, I will briefly discuss how these two trends evaluate with each other. What is the relationship between cloud computing and big data? Okay, in my presentation, first I'll discuss the basic of cloud computing and then what is big data and what is the relationship between those two and what are the benefits and challenges and real world example based on cloud computing and big data and issues of cloud computing and big data and my research description and the future trends, and finally I conclude my presentation. What is cloud computing? I think it is now very famous emerging trend. You may know the basic of cloud computing. Cloud computing, we can say it is a relies on sharing resources. Resources can be a software, hardware or network, any of them that sharing resources. Rather than using a local machine or physical machine, we can share those resources. That's the basic idea of cloud computing. And then the cloud can be both software or infrastructure or a platform. So that means it can be an application that access through a web like a Gmail or IT infrastructure that can be used for user request. So these are the basic characteristics of the cloud computing. It contains on-demand access and network access, location transparent and rapid elasticity, and also its measured service per use. These are the basic characteristics in cloud computing. And in this figure, this is the Gartner 2013 predict that these are the future trends in cloud computing. So you can see that the big data is the peak level and it's the biggest trend in the near future. And then that's the basic idea of cloud computing, and then I move on to the big data. What is big data? Sometimes big data is a problem or opportunity. We can say sometimes it can be a problem or opportunity. Big data, now you can say this is a digital world. Lot of digitalized data is coming. Some of them can be a structured data, unstructured data, video, audio. Lot of data is coming from various sources. So, big data analyze help organization to decide their next move. So, these are the biggest companies, Google, Yahoo, Walmart. They are producing different types of data. So, I can say big data is an opportunity to find insight in the new and emerging types of data to make your business more agile. So, these are the, you can say that the YouTube users upload 48 hours of new video every minute of the day and 100 terabytes of data uploaded daily to Facebook. And Walmart handles more than 1 million customer transactions. 2.5 petabytes of data. So many data is going to the world in every minute, every second. So then we may concern, how can we store these data in one machine? How can we analyze those data in traditional database management system? How can we scalability agile these data? So then we have some scenario to handle, manage, store and analyze those data. So that's why, so in here also that the IDC Digital Universe Study predicts that between 2009 to 2020, that digital data will grow 44 folds to 35 petabytes per year. So we must have some concept to handle those data. So I think, and also nowadays that 80% of IT executive thinks that big data processing is important and moving big data analytics to the cloud computing models. So in this table I illustrate what are the requirements and what are the capabilities. So big data must need rapid storage scalability, and cloud computing you can say it is easy storage capability. And big data, variety, volume, velocity and require new tools. And the cloud computing given those opportunity to the big data. So in this table I illustrate that what are the requirements and how these requirements meets the cloud computing capacity. Okay? So can cloud address big data problem? In my research I mainly target about this, can cloud address the big data problems? So because of the elasticity, pay-per-use, less time to market, fault tolerance, high availability, self-manageability of cloud computing, then that's why that the cloud can address these big data problems. Cloud computing can leverage big data strategy problem in various industry. When big data qualifies for cloud, when exponential growth of data, because of exponential growth of data, and also we need centralized location for analyzing those data. An organization with multiple data centers across the globe challenges to manage multiple data centers and movement of data. Okay, so these kind of things that the big data qualifies for cloud. And also cloud computing and big data technology, there are infrastructure as a service model, platform as a service model, and software as a service model, and also private, public and hybrid development models also in cloud computing and big data technology. And these are some of the benefits and challenges. When we consider about the public cloud, there are some option and implementation and some easy and low cost, and also can be used to study the map redundant problem. These are some of the advantages and the disadvantages. And also in the private cloud, we can create map-reduced clusters on a set of virtual machine, and these are the advantages and the disadvantages. So when we move on to the cloud, when we leverage our big data problem in cloud computing platform, we must consider about this. How can we transfer our data? Then we have to think about how to compress data duplication, caching, and product optimization problem. And also we have to think about the data storage management. How can we store this data? So in my research, I create a private cloud, and private cloud using an open source software, that's the called eQuplets, and there then I am using the Hadoop tool to analyze those big data. First, the Hadoop is a framework that supports for reliable and scalable distributed computing. And there are many major components, HDFS and MapReduce, that the Hadoop distributed file system with high throughput access to the application data, and MapReduce is the software framework for distributed processing of larger data set on computer clusters. Okay, so these are the real world example that how these Google use real world enterprises using this big data and the cloud computing. Normally that the Google, that they are using the Hadoop for Google big data and the cloud computing, and also Yahoo platform that can process and analyze huge amount of data, and great fit for the cloud computing. and data is analyzed in parallel through MapReduce. Normally these are the real world example. And also Google also using index searches, provide email service, provide advertising using big data and cloud computing. Facebook also in the field of big data, handling massive amount of data daily. And also Facebook is also run on top of this Hadoop tool in 100 petabytes of storage. And also new data is put into one of their Hadoop cluster, physically residing in one of their data centers, and Facebook inside. So these are the issues of cloud computing and big data.